Winter, slow to let go of Rivershaw, flecks some more wet snow from above. The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff. And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring. You're warm in your hat and your coat. Like a well-equipped explorer, you comfortably survey the white landscape. More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings, crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles, grey and red forgotten city blocks, what remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast. The waters turn black, Coal City in the shadow of San Martin, a boom town. Back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was no more below the old mines. Children off the route to the Morse. Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything immediately, and how can it be pure if it's magenta? Few patila all around her, white snow on.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up?
Responsibility. Just this one. Up here. It's helpful. I think it's helpful. If it's not, then it's stuck. I'll just go.
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
This is a long shot, but could you help me contact the coalition?
Well, that certainly depends. You know, the popular image of the coalition is of a monolithic political military entity. But in reality, it's comprised of many interconnected yet semi-autonomous components. For instance, the offices of Inchicom are responsible for military affairs. These offices are located in the Bank of the World building, just a few kilometers from here.
It's west towards the science.
Well, then there's also the Provisional Commission, as well as the Institute for Revacholian Culture, with its architecturally significant headquarters in Le Jardin. Of course there is. The coalition's economic affairs are handled by the Bank of the World, Revachol Mission. Inchicom is responsible for all aspects of the military occupation of Revachol. During the revolution, the Institute is a marvelous organization. My favorite part of the coalition by far. Their mandate is twofold: to export notable works of Revacholian culture throughout the moral. There's an exhibition on Vespertine proto. Ah, that's simple. You're looking for the Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It's a sort of clearinghouse.
Yes, this is just the sort.
If you will, picture the coalition as a kind of wheel. The hub of this wheel is the Comité de Responsabilité, and out from that hub radiate a great many spokes, which connect to Inchicom, the Institute. Well, now. That is rather complicated. You can write to the committee directly, but I understand that there's quite the backlog. A month or more, of course. If you could somehow contact Coalition Warship Archer, you could reach the committee directly. But, well, why, officer? It's that gigantic error.
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon, you can just make out a strange silhouette. It looks, to your eye, like some kind of long metallic fish suspended beneath a number of ceiling fans.
What am I looking at?
Not just any fish. It moves like some ancient bottom feeder gliding over the ocean floor in search of prey. Don't let the paint job fool you. It's a goddamn killing machine, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
That is certainly how the Coalition intends for it to be seen. You know, I once read a very interesting paper from Messina on the psychology of air-based artillery. Apparently, its presence stimulates the exact same part of the neural cortex that more primitive cultures associate with divine judgment. Isn't that fascinating?
Do I need to contact the militaries? Neuroscience to talk to us
A very astute question. You see, in addition to its role as a military warship, the Archer is also responsible for coordinating all Coalition communications and surveillance operations in Revachol. Well, I suppose you could rent a private aerostatic and attempt to rendezvous with Archer directly, but I must caution against it. Warships like the Archer are usually authorized to fire on unidentified aerostatics on site. That might be the trickiest question of all. From a technical standpoint, it shouldn't be all that difficult. You simply require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on Coalition frequencies. The problem is that those sorts of radio transmitters are tightly controlled by the Coalition. Even the RCM doesn't typically have access to them outside of special joint operations.
He's correct. It makes coordinating operations with the Coalition exceedingly difficult from our perspective.
All that said, someone with a powerful radio and a certain level of technical skill might be able to circuit bend their way onto the Coalition frequencies. It's only too bad the old Feld engineers are no longer available. This sort of thing would have been right in their wheelhouse.
She's not a Feld engineer exactly, but perhaps that programmer from the church might be of assistance?
In any event, it's a fascinating technical challenge. I'll be very interested to see how you tackle it.
I'm just going to play. Yeah, let's try it. I would like to be able to assign responsibility. You will expect my responsibility.
Yes, what is it? Do I look like someone who has time for side projects at this moment?
If you want her help, maybe you should help her first.
The swallow, you mean? What about it? Great. Thanks.
Maybe I should help her first. Why do you do that? I can't even remember what she wants. Let's go check out the apartment block. So I think you can solve at least one of the murders there. Or I get laughed at by everything I think.
There's something feral crouched between the rocks. Something primal. Something forbidden. Back away. Very slow. There, by the water. Intriguing.
It's the feral bodysuit. Okay then. So like I said, I won't be doing too much, so we'll just have a little bit of a recce around the old apartment block. Now that people should be awake, because I think otherwise it was just disturbing.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
There's your noun grips written on his back.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
His companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan. F the
A
world.
snazzy, shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
I can tell you who we're not, cop.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and...
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is...
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Cindy.
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
Yeah, it's returning from whatever void.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
One, then more skulls and whatnot.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
It's a threat. An impotent threat of violence.
Talk about music and now there's a conflict all of a sudden. It's too much.
But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to drag you boys back to the station just to calm myself down.
Hey, there's no need for that. We're just talking here.
Yeah. Didn't you cops, like, have some questions about skulls or some shit?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are. We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
What makes you think the organization?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
But in a non-threatening...
We'll fuck the system from the inside later. Just be...
Right on, fuck. So what's happening now? Mm-hmm.
Murder? Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything.
Hey! Stop right there! How...
Ah, this sounds like epistemology.
Sure. Understandable.
Wasting my time.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. It took some convincing, but I got the mercenary's name and...
The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Elis Kortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S K-O-R-T-E-N-A-I-R. Exact date of birth, unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February, 09. He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2. This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel. None, officer. Sorry. It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So
It is. Thank you, Alice.
Oh, weird.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory.
No problem, Lieutenant.
Oh, we have his name and so.
A name. This is very good.
Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to anonymous victims.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
It would have been helpful to have a conversation with. So many things I could do better on this. I think I might actually have to have another playthrough when I complete it. Maybe not right away, but maybe not even on stream. I don't really know. The bum hat I care about is the Can I not go in that? Can I not even look at that? Thought I could earlier.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number. What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters.
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective. Perhaps you should give it another go.
The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud.
After you, Detective.
With theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. Of revolutionaries posing with guns.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads, Kraz Marzov. Honestly, he does kind of look like you after all.
Does this tenant have a bust of Kraz Marzov in their bedroom?
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Kim, you have to admit this Krasnikov bears a striking
Hold on a
resemblance.
second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov?
Let's consider and investigate all possibilities.
Sure it is.
Been away for a moment, don't you see those
Well,
elements?
you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns. But it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much as you. Very well. Let's look for identifying features then. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you?
Can't tell. I can't see my face.
Alright, but here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't. Yes, he does. Look at his eyes. Wasn't his mother a Samaran immigrant? Good, so you're not him.
It might not look like him, but no, I'm not. Krasmazov, that's
Okay, you win. Be Krasmazov then. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Krasmazov anyway?
because actually he wanted to spread it in incremental progress, and so do I.
I think you have misunderstood who he was, but if you say so.
Yeah, you're a working class. You should learn how the economy actually works.
He was definitely controversial. The tenant here seems to like him. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
Round setter, baby. White poster, a white star.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Do I have to open the door?
Yeah, backing views again as the other side walks around to the door.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get in.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.